All right, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Salito. Before I jump into this video, let me just say that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. So please don't look at me as a financial advisor because I don't want to fucking be one. Anything that comes out of my mouth pertaining to these videos, especially in the near future, is strictly for entertainment purposes only. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. All right. So let's jump into AMC first. This is actually going to be the only comparison chart that I'm going to show today, and then I'm going to go to the single display, and we'll talk about the other plays as far as GME, the SPY, and well, I'll show the comparison on SPY, but we're going to do on the single chart AMC again, GME, and SHIB and SoFi. So y'all sit back and enjoy. So now let's get into it. Okay, so today with AMC, we actually had a pretty decent day today. We ended up closing today around $3.42. Also, as you can see on the display, left-hand side over here is your present time. Your right-hand side over here is your ancient past, where the ancient gap fill is being presented at. So I actually added a green arrow right here because I feel that we're possibly going to get a slight pullback tomorrow. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If not, if we don't get one, then there's a slight chance that we're possibly going to gap up sometime this week. But like I say, take that with a grain of salt, please. But that's only my opinion. I hope I would love to be right on it, but like I say, it looks like we're possibly going to get a pullback because it seems like every 2 or 3 days with AMC, we'll usually end up getting a pullback. That's roughly the estimate of things on how I see it. If we continue going forward, then hey, that would be fucking great. But I put this green arrow here because I feel that this is where we are compared to the ancient past right now. As you can see with this red pip candle right here for the next day, which I'm assuming would be possibly tomorrow for that red day, we possibly could get a gap up tomorrow and then end up getting a pullback right at open. There's a slight possibility, in my opinion, that in pre-market we may end up being up possibly 3%, 4%, and then at open we get that pullback down. Basically to cover in that gap that we're going to possibly create tomorrow, in my opinion. But as of right now, AMC looks very good. I still think that we're going to hit that $8.50 range. Excuse me, y'all. But I still feel that we're going to hit that $8.50 range, and then we're going to get that possible pullback. But for starters right now, we got to get past that $4 range. Yesterday I did call out in the video that we was possibly going to hit $3.28, which we did hit that $3.28 range today. We actually hit it in pre-market, and then we ended up getting a nice pullback, and then we ended up fighting that $3.28 range, and we ended the day around $3.42. I did call for $3.50. We ended up slightly missing the peak today by 1 cent. We ended up peaking out around $3.49 today, but that was still a great call in my opinion. But as for tomorrow, I feel that we're possibly going to have a red day at trading open, not during pre-market. I feel that it's going to happen during trading time. Okay, so I mean, well, trading for the public, for the open public. The people who don't have access to pre-market and after hours. But so far so good. I feel that we're going to get 2 red days possibly. If not, I would love to see 1 red day, and then we continue moving on up. But we're about to get ready to see a nice move up to the upside, in my opinion. Once we get to that $4 range, so buckle up, in my opinion. I'm buckled up. I'm strapped in. I'm still gonna get me some COs on this play, and I'm still buying shares. So yeah. But like I said, AMC looks good. I will be showing you guys AMC after. I'll be showing you guys AMC on the single chart under the other indicator that I have, and yeah. All I can really say right now is AMC looks good, but I will give y'all the prediction numbers close to the end of the video. Okay. after I show you guys the single chart instead of the comparison. But as you can see right here with the MACD indicator shows that that we are ramping up super duper hard right now with our MACD line going above the signal line. The signal line is actually starting to give a little curl as well, but I feel that, you know, of course, that it's going to follow the MACD line regardless. But I feel that it's going to be a nice, pretty decent move to the upside sometime this week. But if shit hits the fan, we could possibly end up barcoding back into this area, and we end up barcoding for a minute, and then once we get into earnings, there's a possibility during or after earnings we can end up getting that move to the upside. So hopefully, in my opinion, it looks like we're going to possibly hit $4 before we end up going into earnings, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but take everything I say with a grain of salt, okay? But overall, AMC looks good. I'm about to show you guys the single chart of everything right now too. Like I said, I'm not going to make this video as long as the other ones, but AMC looks good. So let's go to the single chart real quick, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the other plays. So we're going to jump in to SoFi real quick, and then I'm going to jump back over to AMC on the single chart. I'm going to just start from the top, work my way on down, you know what I'm saying? But SoFi is looking very, very good. Yesterday, I ended up calling out on the MACD indicator that we need to get some form of a fade out with this purple down here, with the purple coloring. And as you can see, we ended up getting that purple fade out right here. So MACD has fell below the signal line, but it shows a strong curve right here getting ready to go into the signal line and intertwine with it. And then next thing you know, it will be right above it in no time, in my opinion. We're actually close to earnings. Earnings is on April 29th. So I will be getting some more call options, not financial advice. I will be getting some more call options before earnings, expecting that $8 range. But today was pretty decent on SoFi as well. SoFi ended the day around 1.97%, closing around $7.24, $7.25. As of right now, we're down 2 cents, basically 0.28, nothing big. And yeah, I feel that we're going to go ahead and still reach that $8 range before earnings. As you can see, the equilibrium is here. That's where our gap is at, and we need to fill that gap. Hopefully, God said the same. We don't end up, you know, getting a retest and getting a pullback after we get past that $8 range. Hopefully, we can carry on going forward to the next range, which is, you know, basically up here in this area, because we do have a small little area that we can possibly shoot up to and end up getting another pullback. But hopefully that's in the $9 range instead of the $8 range. But in my opinion, so far right now, we do need to fight past this past the previous daily high and the previous daily low, because we're kind of stuck in between those two. Now, I feel that the next area that we can possibly head to, now that we're showing some form of weakness in the MACD indicator with the signal line, we can possibly get up to the previous weekly high, which was around $7.43. So I feel that once we get past that, we're going to end up in this premium zone, and we're possibly going to have a little fight for our lives right there in this area. We could actually end up going all the way up to this premium zone and then end up getting a pullback into earnings and then shoot up during earnings, going into the equilibrium area and so forth. After we pass this equilibrium area, we can end up possibly going all the way up to, like I say, this $9 range, and end up fighting inside this premium zone before we go up to the next premium zone right here, which is a very, very heavy area. SoFi looks very, very good. So with price predictions on SoFi, in my opinion, I do think that that we're still going to get some more upside tomorrow. I feel that the next area that we can possibly reach for is around $7.30, possibly $7.40. To be exact, I'm thinking about probably like $7.37 for a peak tomorrow, in my opinion. But take everything I say with a grain of salt. If shit hits the fan, because as you can see, we also do have a double top right here as well. If shit hits the fan and we end up going back down to the downside, we can possibly go back down to as low as $7.11. Okay, so like I say, not AMC, I'm sorry, SoFi looks very, very good. But I do think that we're about to get ready to touch that previous weekly high around $7.43. Now, if we break that $7.37 peak, which I think is going to happen tomorrow, get ready to see the 750s. That's only my opinion. I feel that after we break that, we can possibly go up to the 750s area, and we'll end up having a nice little battle there with the powers that be. So, other than that, SoFi looks good. So now let me go ahead and jump over here to the next one, which I believe is AMC. So with AMC, hold on, I'm sorry guys. All right, so AMC, let me go ahead and expand this out some because I don't know why it looks like that. Just 1 second, y'all. Make this a little bigger. Okay. So with AMC, once again on the single chart of things, as you can see, we broke our previous weekly high, and we ended up actually closing today around $3.42. We had a nice perfect day, shooting up around 8.23%, ending the day at that. We had a nice 26-cent gain. As of right now, as you can see, our equal highs, they're starting to show descendants in the equal highs, but I do feel that with the change of character right here, once we break past that change of character, then there's a slight chance that once, basically the $4 gap right here, once we break that, we can end up being right here in this premium zone, and we're gonna end up being in that $4 to $5 range area. I feel that it's gonna happen before earnings. That's just me. Like I say, take with a grain of salt, not financial advice. But I feel that we're going to possibly cover this gap before earnings. But at the same time, like I said before earlier, there is a slight chance too that we can actually end up creating a barcode into earnings where we're in between the previous weekly high along with our previous daily low. As of right now, you can't see the previous daily high because it's actually the same as the weekly high. So we could possibly end up trading in between these two right here. Even though we're at $3.42, there is a possibility that we can actually go back down to the 320s range. But in my opinion, as far as price action goes, if we don't go below where we're at now, there's a possibility that we can end up going up to as high as 360. Okay. If anything, $3.52 to just to play it safe, but I still feel that we're going to end up getting to that $3.50 to that $3.60s range, if anything, before this week is out, in my opinion. But if shit hits the fan, of course, there's a possibility that we can go all the way back down to $3.20. Maybe $3.21, $3.22. I'm not exactly sure on that. I mean, these are just predictions that I feel is going to happen in my opinion. I called out $3.28 yesterday, like I said, and we ended up hitting $3.28, peaking out around $3.28 in pre-market, and then we ended up peaking out, fighting it again during regular trading hours, and we ended up shooting all the way up to $3.49, which I actually called that we may hit $3.50 as well. We didn't get $3.50 today, but we was 1 cent off, so that's better than being 2 cents off, right? But that's what I have for AMC. But those numbers is what I'm coming up with right now, in my opinion, if shit does hit the fan. For a high tomorrow, I do think that we can hit $3.52, possibly $3.60. But if shit hits the fan, like I say, we can possibly go all the way back down to $3.21, $3.20. So, but like I say, take that with a grain of salt, all right? So now let's move over here to SHIB. Okay, so SHIB has finally passed over the MACD has finally passed over the signal line, and now we're showing some green. I feel that it's going to be a lot of green just like this as we see back here. As of right now, we are in the equilibrium zone, and we are fighting the equilibrium zone, which is very, very good in my opinion. The other day I did say that we was possibly going to get a nice push up to the upside dealing with SHIB, and we ended up getting a 16%, I believe it was 16% run 2 days ago on the daily, the day before yesterday. But as of right now, I still think that we got to break that 3,607 of a penny area, excuse me, and then after that we could possibly lose that zero, lose a zero going all the way up to as high as 11 thousandths of a penny. But like I say, it's not financial advice. Take this all with a grain of salt. But SHIB looks very, very good. I feel that once we break this previous weekly high, along with it's basically the daily high as well, your previous daily high. But once we break that, holy shit. That's all I can say. Holy shit. But so far we're still in a downtrend, which it's totally nothing wrong with that. But we're actually getting ready to we actually kind of broke out of it already, as you can see. So there's a possibility as well here that we can possibly get another bounce real quick, staying in this little area range of the daily low and the daily high, and possibly stay in the equilibrium zone, and then we end up breaking up past this premium zone. So far so good. We're getting close to that change of character line, and once we get to that change of character zone, which of course is in that premium zone area that I'm talking about now right here, then it's going to be a nice little shoot to the upside. We can possibly see more 16% days, but I'm leaning more towards that we might start seeing those 30% days. But like I say, take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's not financial advice in no shape, form, or fashion. But above all, SHIB looks fucking good. Okay. So now for the last one, we're going to talk about GME. So GME has came back down into the discount zone. I still do feel that this is the bottom. We technically already hit the bottom right here, so we didn't go too low. I believe the bottom was around $9.95. If anything, I feel that tomorrow will be one of those days where we end up getting a nice bounce to the upside. It could be one heavy ass bounce to the upside, in my opinion. But also, I do feel that we have to see that momentum build up either right now and after hours, going into the pre-market in the morning. But as you can see right here, we have indicated on the indicator, the MACD indicator, we have a purple dot which signals that the MACD has finally crossed back above that signal line. So we may see some fireworks tomorrow. Ain't no telling, but we shall see. As far as predictions go for prices, I do feel that we can actually get up to that $10.36 range, $10.36. If we have one hell of an explosive day tomorrow, then we can go to as high as tomorrow I feel that we can possibly go to $10.15, and we can go as high as $10.36 tomorrow if we have an explosive day tomorrow. If anything, if we break past that $10.36 range, there's a slight chance that we can end up peaking up around $10.51, possibly $10.55, in my opinion. But like I say, not financial advice. Take everything with a grain of salt. We still have a gap that we have to fill as well, as you can see right here in the equilibrium zone. I'm still thinking that we're going to possibly get some nice gap ups, which I hope we don't have. I hope that it just be straight leg ups, straight up pip candles, no gaps, no nothing. Because of course with GameStop, when you have gap ups, it's always going to end up getting that nice retest, and you're going to end up getting that gap fill action going in. So everything looks good. Change of character right here. Once we break that, which is around the $13 range, we're going to be looking golden. And we also have another change of character here on the upside as well too, which is in your premium zone, which is around $15.22. But once we get to that area, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But I feel that we're going to end up getting up there a little bit higher before we get into earnings. So GameStop looks good, Shield looks good, AMC looks good, SoFi looks good. If you guys want to join the Discord, you already know. Leave a comment in the section down below this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. The Discord is free for now. So hurry up and jump in, because by the time these plays start squeezing, I will be charging for people to get in. The people who are already in are seniorized, so they don't have to pay nothing because they already jumped in beforehand. But other than that, everything looks good. I will keep you guys posted. Oh, another thing, on GameStop, there is a possibility that we could also have a red day tomorrow, only because of the fact that we're stuck right here in this discount zone area. We're actually in between the weekly low and the daily high. So there's a slight chance that we can possibly get one of those weekdays tomorrow, and then the day after we can get a nice shoot up. But like I said, that's only if shit hits the fan, okay? But other than that, video's over. You guys have a good night. Don't let nobody piss in your Cheerios. Don't let nobody get you out of your comfort zone. Have a great night with your family and friends. Whatever you do, get as much rest as you can, because tomorrow's going to be another day of making money. So you guys have a great night. Salito out.